When an energy vampire is present, there's an energetic connection between you and the energy vampire, and they're using it to draw your energy to them. The right thing to do is to stop feeding them, but how do you do that in the moment? You'll recognize you're in the presence of an energy vampire by how you're feeling internally. Think of the 5 F's of trauma response: fight, flight, freeze, fawn, or flop. If you find yourself doing any of these things, you are feeding the energy vampire. So the thing to do is disengage. Drop to neutral. Stop feeding them. But how? Chances are, if you check in on your response to an active energy vampire, you will find one of your own vampires has come to your defense. It could be your wiry little 2-year-old vamp who wants you to throw a tantrum because this isn't fair. It could be your timid 4-year-old who wants you to find an adult to hide behind to keep you safe. Maybe it's your guilty 6-year-old who believes if you stay very still, no one will notice you've probably done something to deserve this. Or maybe it's your 10-year-old people pleaser who believes if you just say the right thing, the energy vampire will stop. Your adult self knows none of these strategies will lead to anything good, but it can be really hard to settle an internal energy vampire in panic mode. The moment you recognize you're hooked by an energy vampire and your internal vampire has shown up to protect you, stop. Stop talking. Stop making eye contact. Stop listening. After a pause, you can say something like, I'll need time to think about this, or we can come back to this later. Whatever is appropriate to indicate the interaction is over. Repeat as many times as necessary, but don't re-engage. It can feel really weird to do this, but it doesn't actually look weird to witnesses. Imagine you're in a business meeting and your boss accuses someone in front of the whole group of making a mistake. The accused may or may not have actually made the mistake. Having been blindsided, they might not even know if they did. And anyway, it doesn't matter. They've been called out in a group by a vampire boss and now are left to react. If they bluster or apologize, try to appease or explain, you will see a coworker struggling against an attack. But if they stop talking, stop making eye contact, stop listening, they will appear to be calm and in control, just taking their time to give a thoughtful response. Can you picture this? The vampire boss isn't going to like this reaction and will likely get more aggressive. But for the rest of you, the harder the boss tries to engage the victim, the more their crazy will become apparent. Now imagine the victim saying something like, I'll need time to think about this. From an outside perspective, this looks entirely reasonable. If the energy vampire boss continues to berate, they truly show their fangs. So again, the strategy is to stop talking, stop making eye contact, stop listening. But your internal vampire is still in panic mode. You can use this silent time to reassure your vamp that you are in control, they are safe, and you'll have a conversation later. For now, if they could sit quietly and let you deal with the situation, all will be good. The purpose of this, of course, is to postpone dealing with your reactions until you're in a safe place to do so. This is meant to be an actual internal conversation. With practice, you'll be able to identify you and your energy vampire as different parts of yourself, living in your internal world at the same time. The more you practice, the more it feels normal and natural to talk to your parts internally. This plan sounds doable if you imagine a business setting with other people present. But what if someone you are in a personal relationship with has an energy vampire that shows up? The same rule applies, but it is harder to practice. Imagine your partner's go-to energy vampire is some kind of controller. When this vampire shows up, you may be told you didn't do the dishes right. You need to go to bed. What you're wearing isn't right. You might find your opinions being corrected, your ideas being scorned. When your partner is in this state, you can't reach them. Because you're in an ongoing relationship, there's a good chance your go-to vampire complements this one. You may be prone to believe you are at fault, or you need to be right 100% before you can even consider standing up for yourself. Even when complying with the energy vampire feels wrong or unfair, you are inclined to wait it out and just do as they wish. Give them the benefit of the doubt. What happens here if you just stop? Not talking, not making eye contact, not listening implies not following their directions. Repeating again and again, I will need to give that some thought, or we can come back to this later, will make them crazy. They would like you to submit or to fight, to engage somehow, and they will not be happy if you disengage. But what we know is that doing as they wish doesn't work either. It just leaves you feeling drained, less able to be a supportive partner when your actual partner returns. Feeding a vampire allows it to keep going, so it's not like making the choice to appease them will end up with a better result. Stopping allows you to have that reassuring conversation with your internal vampire. In addition, you can observe your partner's vampire behavior from a detached vantage point. You can allow them to have their own experience without trying to fix it for them. You can quietly love them and know your real partner will return when this storm is over. You can come to understand that staying out of their struggle is actually respectful and supportive. By not engaging, you allow them to experience the consequences of their energy vampire being in the driver's seat. One final note. If you really don't feel safe trying this strategy, you might need to consider whether you need to leave. You are always right to leave an unsafe situation. Please like and subscribe for more energy vampire content.